Most style advice written for women over 50 are designed to make you smaller, quieter, and less visible. And if you are a high achieving woman who has spent decades building expertise, influence, and a life worth showing off for, that advice is actively working against you. Today, I'm going to walk you through seven so-called the fact about dressing over 50. They are not fact at all. And most importantly, I'm going to tell you what the truth actually looks like. Let's start with the most repeated piece of style advice ever given to women over 50. Dress your age. Forget about it. It sounds reasonable on the surface, but it sounds like a common sense until you stop and actually ask what that means. What does dressing your age even look like? Who decided what 50, 60, or 70 is supposed to look like? Why should you follow the rules written by someone who had never lived your life, built your career, and walked in a single day in your shoes? Well, consistently shows that the research shows that how a person feels about their appearance has a direct impact on their confidence, their performance, and how others perceive their authority in professional settings. Dressing your age is not a style guideline. It is the social pressure. It is the mechanism designed to make women less visible at the exact age when they are most experienced, most capable, and most worth listening to. So replace the question, is this appropriate for my age? With, does this reflect who I am now? That shift alone changes everything about how you get dressed in the morning. Thinking of the woman who has built a successful career, raised a family, and leads a room with ease. She's not dressing for disappear. She is dressing to match the version of herself she has worked decades to become. That is the standard we are working towards. And that brings us to the myth number two, which is closely connected and just as limiting. Myth number two is that bold color, pattern, and print belong to younger women. Gee, this one is particularly frustrating because it is repeated so often that many women start to believe in it. Color psychologist research shows that the color you wear directly affects how others perceive your energy, your authority, and your approachability before you say a single word. Before you introduce yourself, color is already communicating on your behalf. Color is a communication tool. And high achieving women who understand that use it deliberately to signal confidence, warmth, and power depend on the situation they are walking into. Consider the entrepreneur who walked into the boardroom in a structured cobalt blazer. She's making a clear intentional statement about who she is and how she wants to be perceived. That is a strategy. So here's your action step. Identify two or three colors that consistently generate positive responses when you wear them. Build your wardrobe around those colors with intention rather than defaulting to safe and neutral out of a habit or out of fear. And ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you wore the color that genuinely excites you? If you cannot remember, well, that is worth paying attention to. Now, if you are watching this, realizing that your wardrobe has been holding you back, book a clarity session with the image consultant at Styles. The link is in the description. It's the clearest, most direct way to get an honest picture of what your wardrobe is currently communicating and exactly what needs to change. Most and more on that in the end, but keep that in mind as we keep going. Now let's talk about myth number three. which goes even deeper and it directly tied to how much women invest in their appearance and why so many hold back. Myth number 3, spending real money on your wardrobe is shallow. This belief keeps the incredibly capable women showing up in clothes that undercut their expertise every single day, and they do not even realize it is happening. Studies on the first impression consistently shows that people form judgment about confidence status within the seconds of the meeting someone, and appearance plays a significant role in that process. People believe what they see. You can have the most impressive credential in the room, but if your look is telling a different story, there's a disconnect, and people feel it. Your wardrobe is a part of your professional presentation. For women at senior level, dressing in a way that matches your expertise is a must. It's not an option. That is your strategy. So before you next purchase, ask yourself, does this piece reflect who I am now, today? Not when I was just graduated from college, like decades ago. Invest up where you are now, not where you started. There is the pattern that comes up repeatedly with a high achieving woman. They invest in their business, their team, their clients, but they delay investing in themselves. And the moment they close the gap, the way they are perceived by clients and colleagues shift immediately. Trust me, it happens so fast. So ask yourself this. If the potential clients saw your look before they ever saw your credentials, would your clothes communicate the same level of expertise your work does? If the answer is no, that is your starting point. Let's move on to the myth number 4, which is one of the worst because it sounds like a practical advice. Myth number 4 is as you get older, you need to cover up more. Jesus. Longer hemline, looser fits, more layers. No, no, no. The message underneath all of that is that your body becomes something to hide. Please, here's the truth. The fit is the single most important factor in how polished and confident any outfit looks. Well-fitted pieces that any length or a silhouette will always read as the most sophisticated than something oversized that was chosen as the shield. Fit is the quickest change that produces the most visible improvement in how someone is perceived. Imagine the two women at the same event. The one is wearing beautifully tailor-made dress, and the other one is an oversized blazer and the wide trousers that she chose because she thought they were more age-suitable, more safe. The first woman commanded attention because the fit and the intention, that is the difference. So go through your wardrobe and pull out 3 pieces you love but rarely wear because you feel too fitted or too bold. Try them on. Ask yourself honestly whether they fit well and whether they reflect who you are right now. If the answer is yes, wear them. Stop saving them for the future version of yourself who has finally earned the right. Are you dressing for the how you want to feel? Or are you dressing to meet an expectation someone else set for you years ago? Myth number 5 is the one that affects women who are right at the top of their field, and it is one of the most common things that comes up. Myth number 5 is that once you have built a strong reputation, how you dress style matter as much. Well, it sounds like logical. Your results speak for themselves. Your track record is solid. So why does your look still matter? Because at the highest level of business and influence, everyone in the room has a strong credential. just like you. What separates people is a presence, and the presence is communicate visually before it is communicated verbally. Research shows on leadership, perception shows that appears consistency, meaning dressing in a way that genuinely aligns with your role and your identity, increase the how much others trust and follow your lead. Thinking about the leaders in any industry who are instantly recognizable. Their style is not an accident. It is deliberately intention of their personal brand, and it reinforces everything they say and do. Their clothes are doing the work before they say a single word. Michelle Obama, Oprah, thinking about them. So here is your action step. Define 3 words that describe how you want to be perceived professionally. Then look at your current wardrobe and assess honestly whether it communicates those 3 things. And if it does not, that is exactly where you start. And if someone who had never heard of you walking into a room that where you are standing, what would your clothes tell them about who you are? Now let's get into myth number 6 and 7. 6 and 7. They are connected a way that makes sense once you see it. So myth number 6, following the trend that keeps you relevant. And myth number 7, getting professional help with your style means that you lack taste or confidence in yourself. Well, the trends are designed for the volume retail. They are not designed for the individual woman with distinctive life and certain body types. Chasing trend is actually the fastest way to lose your personal style because you are constantly moving away from what works for you. The most consistently well-dressed people across the industry tend to have a defined personal style identity. They selectively adopt the trend only when those trends align with what already works for them. So instead of the work asking what is trending this season, ask what has consistently worked for you. Build from that foundation and new pieces that strengthen it rather than replace it. Women who comes across as the most stylish and rarely the one wearing newest pieces. They're the ones who know exactly what works for their body, their life, and their goals. And they wear it with a complete confidence. That is the goal, and that's the strategy. And the myth number 7, getting support from the image consultant is not a sign that you lack taste. It is a sign that you understand your time has a value and you want result, not guesswork. The most successful people in every field work with experts. They do not figure everything out alone. They want the best. They invest in themselves working with experts. So if you are ready to stop guessing and start dressing with real intention, book a clarity session with an image consultant and styles. The link is in the description. It is the clearest starting point for building a wardrobe that actually matters who you are right now. Which of these 7 myths have you been holding on to without realizing it? Drop in a comment below because that is where the real work starts. The women who dress with the most confidence, authority are the ones who invest in getting the right support at the right time. They stopped waiting until they lost the weight or got the promotion or felt ready. They dress for who they are right now, and that decision changed how they show up in every room. So if you are ready to close the gap between the level you are now, the way you are presenting yourself, book a clarity session with the image consultant and styles using the link in the description. Get clear, honest picture of what your wardrobe is communicating, exactly what to change. That is where it starts. And if this video helped you to see your image differently, share it with the women in your life who need to hear this. The advice that tells you to shrink, cover up, disappear has been run too long enough, and it is time for change. I will see you next video.